What's up, Money Hearts? Welcome to part 6 of my conversation with relationship coach Eileen Santos from the Philippines. Yes, this is the final part. I hope you have been enjoying this series so far. In this video, we explore a topic that many Asian couples face. Should our parents' opinions affect our decisions as a couple? And I say that this is mostly an Asian thing with utmost respect because I do think that it's a very Asian thing to take into account our parents' opinions whenever we make a decision. But of course, with that comes this complication where what you want to do is different from what your parents want you to do. So without further ado, let's head to the video to discuss this topic. Okay, so last question. Okay, why do we have to always take into account our parents' feelings and situation and how our parents will react for a decision that me and my wife will make for our own family? Oh, that's a long question.
And I think that's an Asian thing.
Yeah, that's an Asian thing, definitely.
Definitely an Asian thing. So yes, culture plays a part in that. I would have wanted to ask a follow-up question from that person as well, but this kind of situation is more common when a husband and wife are still living with one of the families of origin, like in the husband's parents' home or in the wife's parents' home. So if that is the situation and that's where this question is coming from, then really bottom line is you really need to move out. You really need to establish a home for yourself, no matter how difficult it is. And I know that financially, that's really a huge step, which is why that's why men really need to know that they're financially stable enough to take care of their family. And that's part of it, having a home for yourself. Because if you are living in your parents' house, your parents or your partner's parents, it is really not your family. It is really not your home. In short, like a kingdom cannot have two kings and two queens. If you're in their home and if you're under their roof, it's really their kingdom. It's really their dominion. So if you want to make your decisions for yourself, you really have to move out. In fact, fun fact, during this pandemic, so there were a lot of lockdowns. But I have encountered several couples. So couples who are already married, like they're newly married, and so they were living in their parents' houses. And a number of them, I know of at least 3. It was during the pandemic that they moved out and got places of their own. Okay, and it was interesting because you would think that because of the economic impact of the pandemic, you would think that they would have less money to spend. But and it's still true. They really had less money, but they realized that their emotional well-being was more important. And what they found was that, especially during the pandemic, so they were living with these senior parents, and pandemic senior parents, they're really not a good match. Because they have these different ideas about what is safe and what is not. So they reached that point, because they were locked down with their parents. That's when they, the problems that they were trying to ignore about the dynamics in their family surfaced even stronger, because they were magnified because they were together 24/7. And that's when they realized we really have to get a place of our own. And that's really healthy. And when you are starting your own unit, I mean, even if it's just you, husband and wife, you are already a family. So you really need your own kingdom and your own place. So if that is the context of that question, then that is the answer. But if that is not the context where you have your own place, but still your parents and your spouse's parents, they're really meddling. The thing is, it's very biblical, actually. You really are supposed to consider your spouse and your children as your family now. And whatever else, yes, you still love your family of origin. That's a given. But loving them and having to be obedient to them in by and sacrifice the integrity of your own family unit. In short, when you think about family, the family that you are building is your family. So you have to protect it at all costs, even when it means setting boundaries, emotional boundaries between your family and your families of origin. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah,
Culturally, Asians really consider our families, but considering our families is different from having them encroach on our decisions and having them dictate our decisions for the family that we are building. That should never be the case, because if our parents know that they raised us well, then they should trust that we are going to make the right decisions for our family. So emotional boundaries, that it's a truth, it's a sad truth, but a lot of times they are not just needed between us and other people, but us and our family members, our families of origin. They are even much more needed. And that is part of maturing and becoming an adult. When we know that we can trust our own decisions, we can consider them because we love them, consider their opinions, but we need to trust ourselves and our own decisions.
agree. I guess it's a very Asian thing to want to try and balance being filial to our parents and being a loving husband or wife, so it's a very delicate balancing act. So I would say in our parents' eyes, we are always a child that hasn't grown up. So
there are a lot of parents like that.
Yeah, we will always be the little boy or the little girl that they need to take care of. But we need to understand that our parents are also coming from a place of love, and they are trying to advise us or give us suggestions how to live our lives based on what worked for them. Because it has given them a wonderful family. They brought you up good. You are where you are because of them. But we need to understand that what worked for them might not work for us. We are in a different generation already. They didn't have internet, they didn't have social media, and what worked for us will not work for our children. So
yes.
So that's where you need to draw the line and tell them, okay, so this is where we are. We decided to go with these decisions. Even if we make mistakes, it will be on us. You don't have to worry. So I think that's what
them.
Yeah, that's what they want. They want to know that you have grown up, you are able to make decisions on your own, and you are okay to live with mistakes. Because I think a lot of parents' mentality is they want to remove as many obstacles for their children as possible. They call it the helicopter generation or helicopter kids, where everything is dropped down from above. But you have to tell them that we have to make our own decisions, even if it's wrong. We will still go ahead with it. We will make the mistakes. We will learn from it. You don't have to worry about us. So I think that's the message you want to tell your parents or your in-laws, that you don't have to worry about us. We are adults now. We can make our own decisions. We can create our own lives. You won't be there for us forever. So we want to be able to live with it, and if you're not around for us, we will still be able to handle it. So I guess that's where you need to draw the line and tell your parents, this is how I want to live my life. Even if I'm wrong, so be it.
Because they made mistakes as well, right?
Exactly. Maybe you are.
And they survived.
Yeah.
And they raised you.
Yes, our parents' opinions are very important to us, but you have to take into account that this is your life and you should be the one deciding what to do. A lot of us are afraid to make decisions on our own because we are afraid to make mistakes. In a way, deep down, sometimes we just follow what our parents ask us to do, because if the decision was a wrong one, we can have someone to blame. The sooner you get out of this fear of making decisions, the better it will be for you. Yes, our parents will definitely want the best for us, but they are not the people that know you the most. You are. So take your parents' advice, but the ultimate decision should be made on your own. If it's not the right decision, take responsibility and move on. But if it's the right one, you take full credit. And that's how you break out of the shell of constantly listening to your parents' advice. If you enjoyed this video, remember to drop a like, comment down below, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video.